Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have Prasanth as he's going to talk about the success of Hanuman. So welcoming him on Zoom channel.
Thank you.
It's lovely to have you, Prasanth. And as I could see that it's all the more like 200 crores, it's across at the box office. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very happy and makes my producer feel very rich.
Yeah. And not you?
No.
Why so?
Because of course, I'm a director, so my contribution and expectation out of the film is only the audience's reactions and all that, but not really. This is just too huge. For back in Telugu. So right now it is called quadruple blockbuster. So this is like we made 4 times the money that we sold the film for. So this is just too big of a success that we still we didn't find time to celebrate only. So it is that big.
But did you even expect something like this that oh my God, it's going to
We
be
were
on
quite
those lines?
confident about confident that audience will love this film for sure. But we never expected the film will do so much in box office. Yeah.
And I could see the VFX, the quality of VFX is too high standard, for that matter. So what was your thought process while working on this one?
We actually had a very less budget and it was never supposed to be a VFX heavy film. But when we released the teaser, all the VFX shots in the film got so much love that they thought the film will have a lot of VFX shots, but that was never the case. So when the teaser has become such a huge sensation, then there was more responsibility on me to not change the story, still keep the same heart in the story in its place, but still add more VFX shots to elevate the story a little more so that I will be able to satisfy the audience's expectations also.
The movie also being on the lines of religion for that matter, and Hanuman as a character, how conscious were you while portraying him, because it's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders for that matter?
We Telugu filmmakers have been doing films on our gods all our lives. We literally grew up watching all this cinema. Senior years and all these people have done so much, so many films in this genre. So we never thought it was difficult to portray a god. So we literally grew up watching these films, and it wasn't that difficult. And we were definitely extra cautious. Because these days people's sentiments will easily get hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am that people, usually I would get hurt if something goes wrong. So definitely I would never do something that might hurt someone while watching the film.
And as you said, over the years, and especially, being a kid, you may have, been so close to gods. And I have to ask you this question, which is why I have to ask you this question. Which god has been your personal favorite where, whenever you're in trouble or whenever you want to, ask something, we always say that, Bhagwan ji, ye, pratna hamari puri kar dena. So who's been like that, your favorite?
When I was a kid, I used to go to Sai Baba temple a lot. But later, when I grew up a little, I started going to Hanuman Ji's temple. All my life, I was... it probably it is like a destiny for me to do this film, but it was never a conscious decision that I will do Hanuman Ji's film because I'm a Hanuman Bhakt. It just happened to be that when I am doing a superhero film, there can't be a better god than Hanuman Ji, whose powers that I can use to make a superhero.
How well versed are you with Hanuman Chalisa? Especially, it's rare, when there is some obstructions, or especially, when you want the negative spirit to be out of your way, and jab bhoot aaspaas hote, especially that time, people recite, Hanuman Chalisa. How well versed are you with it?
No, to be frank, I don't know the entire Chalisa. Only after started working on this film, we had composed the powerful Hanuman Chalisa for this film. That's when now I know it by heart. But initially I always knew only the first few lines.
So also, as being close to God, I have to ask you this. whenever like you're in trouble, what is that, one thing that which comes to your mind, or be it in times of trouble and when you're happy, especially, what you really think of? And do you also believe in that universe, philosophy of, law of attraction, that, listen, this is what I'm manifesting and this is what I'm getting out of it, because, there
Yeah.
behind this, the entire universe, there's someone working for me.
I never asked God anything for me. I had never prayed God saying that, God, can you make my film a hit? Can you do this for me? And had never asked him that. I always just prayed him, and I always asked him, are you doing okay? Or like, let everybody be happy. So that's what I always asked him. And I do believe in manifesting, and I do believe that, we just need to spread the positivity out into the world, and it will all come back one day. So that's my way of praying to God.
And I had to ask you this question, especially Prashant. The shooting was not that easy because it also involves VFX, and apart from that, the scenes, the sequels in the movie are quite tough.
Right.
Especially like he almost had a very terrible experience, and he spoke about that. Would you elaborate on that?
So we actually we never knew. We didn't know how to make a superhero film. So we were figuring it out. We were just a bunch of young team, which were just who were too passionate to make this film, and without even big budgets.
Yeah.
So we were just figuring out. We were looking at making videos of other superhero films, and it was kind of a guerrilla filmmaking. So, but there were some big action blocks that were involved. So we didn't take too much precautions, like, because one, we could not afford it. Two, we were just too young, and we were just not we were just too excited to go out and shoot it, but we were not really taking care of the precautions and all. So Teja had gone through a lot of injuries during this process, but nothing major had happened. Nothing. There were a lot of near-death experiences for us, but I think because of Hanuman Ji, he was always taking care of us, and nothing major had ever happened to us on the set. There, we were shooting in some deep forests where there were snakes, and yeah, there was this one snake which almost bit Teja. Like, it was just here. It could have just done this, and we would have been like, so we had to rewrite the entire story and all that. But it was there for some time, and it just went off. Like, it didn't do anything. And there were many other instances where, there was this one bullock scene where we were shooting on a hilly area, and even there, there was this drone, and they got scared, and they almost went off the hill.
Okay.
So, but nothing had happened. So I think when you are doing something very honestly and genuinely, I think things will just fall in place like that.
But don't you also feel, Prashant, and I have to ask you this question, that, while shooting for, especially when you're working for a religious movie, sometimes all these things happen, because that is where the power of God is visible enough, Do you feel that?
Absolutely, yes. We really felt the presence of Hanuman Ji around us, and I was told by one person that it is not you who is directing this film, but it is Hanuman Ji who is directing the entire set. Yeah.
And I had to ask you this question, especially because, as we talk about in Hanuman Chalisa also, and when ghost comes and all, did you have any as such, haunting experience while shooting for this? But why did you choose to take so many risks also for this one, especially like, like a snake just coming, near your hero and all? What was the thought process for that?
Nothing.
You wanted to just be on an adventurous
we were just too excited to do this film, so we didn't think too much about the risks that were involved. So now, probably after doing this film, now that I know, these things can go wrong. So at least for the next film, we will be a little more careful.
But after getting into direction, Prashant, completely, and realizing like, it has its own pros and cons and all,
Yes.
how the experience has been for you as a director?
Initially, I used to hate it being a director, because it involves satisfying so many people's egos, and so much physical job. And at one point, I thought, let me just be a writer. Like, let me just go back and just be a writer, not direct the films. But slowly, when I found a good team, like when I found right people to work with, so and when I found my producer like Niranjan Reddy Garu and my sister started working with me, so they had all supported me so well. Now I'm really enjoying being a director.
But did you also choose, this route of, getting into direction completely, or you had something else in your mind completely when you started off your career?
Never thought I'll become a director in my life. I was very studious. I thought I'll just become a software engineer or something in life. So I did my engineering in computer science. And while I was doing my engineering, I started helping a friend to shoot some music videos. I was just helping him out.
Yeah.
And they started becoming viral. So then people were asking for more, and then just for fun, I shot a short film and it went viral. So there was never a moment I decided or I told my parents that I'm going to become a filmmaker. It just happened so naturally. Even now, I don't even remember when was the exact time I wanted to become a filmmaker.
If I had to say this way or put across this way that, are you someone who prefers to take references from your actors, sometimes, when they are also like, giving their inputs, or do you prefer to, take your call completely when it comes to your projects?
No, I never act and show. I never tell my DOP that, this is the shot that you have to put. Initially, I'll just explain them what the scene is, and I'll not even give them dialogues. So I'll just tell him this is the situation. So what do you want to do? Just interact with you guys, just interact with each other. So sometimes magic happens. Sometimes, they bring their entire life onto your film. If I am just too stuck with my script and if I only want to shoot what I wrote, so then the film will be only as much as I can imagine. But I usually let all the other people contribute and give their inputs so that the film can be 100 times bigger than what I could just do it on my own. So I'll always let actors do different, give me different options. So sometimes even if I say okay, the actor comes and says, can I try one more? I'll always let them do it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm running late, even if I'm running out of money also, I will always let the actor, because actors are very sensitive people, and I respect that. And same thing goes with other departments as well. I don't usually initially tell them how to do their job. I'll let them do their job, and then if it is going out of the context of the film, that's when I try to limit them. Yeah.
So do you prefer that they surrender to you completely, or do you prefer that okay, okay, there should be like some inputs and let me take the charge then?
No, I will tell them right from the day I meet them. I will take the final call, but you have all the liberty to give inputs, whatever you want to do. But let me take the final call. So that's how I work with actors or other technicians.
If you had to direct any Bollywood actor, who would that be in your wish list?
There are many actors. I would want to work with Shah Rukh sir, Ranbir Kapoor sir, and Ranveer Singh sir, and Anil Kapoor sir. A lot of actors are there. Like some amazing people like Pankaj Tripathi, Pratik Gandhi, Nawazuddin Siddiqui. A lot of talented people out there.
And when it comes to South actors, for that matter,
I want to work with every one of them. I want to work with Rajnikant sir, Kamal sir, Vijay sir, Ajit sir, and Mohanlal sir. So there are amazing people like Shivraj Kumar sir from Kannada. So I wish I can write a story there where I can shoot with all of them.
The movie being such a blockbuster hit, it's also superseding Katrina Kaif's Merry Christmas, for that matter. People are eagerly wanting to watch Hanuman as compared to Merry Christmas. How does that make you feel, especially, such a big superstar is there?
More than Katrina Kaif's film, for me it was Sriram Raghavan's film.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of Andhadhun, and when I got to know that Merry Christmas is not coming for Christmas, but actually it is coming for Sankranti, I was shocked. But I felt, it's two different kind of cinema. Like, it's totally different.
Yeah.
So there's not so ever any relation between these two. And I think audience would want to eat this and also eat that. So they would want to eat South Indian thali. At the same time, they would want to eat that pizza or anything.
Yeah.
So
the cake.
the cake,
Wrong cake.
exactly. So I'm glad that my film is being received so well in North India. Even the dubbed version, even the comedy portions are working out so well. I never expected all this, and this is all just God being kind.
Of course, God being kind, and I have to ask you, God's been so kind to you that you are making
Too
the
kind.
sequel. Too kind to you that you have made an announcement, especially on Ayodhya Day, the Ayodhya Ram Mandir inauguration, that you're all set to make Jai Hanuman. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So Jai Hanuman is a film that I wrote a year back when I thought it was impossible to write a sequel for this film, because the film ends on a note where it is impossible to write a sequel for that, because of in Jai Hanuman, Hanuman Ji is the main lead. Hanuman Ji doesn't have a weakness. So without having a weakness, you cannot write a story for the if the main character doesn't have a weakness, you cannot write a story.
True.
So I kept telling everyone, no, I'm not doing a sequel. I'm not doing a sequel. But well, everybody was asking me, you will be doing a sequel, right? I said, no, I don't think I can write a sequel because Hanuman Ji doesn't have a weakness. When Hanuman Ji doesn't have a weakness, how can I write the story? But then there's one big star, one very, very big pan-Indian star, pushed me to write the sequel.
Okay.
And
And if you could name him?
I don't want, unless he is comfortable with it. So he pushed me to write that story, and that's when I went back and wrote the story in a week. So, and it had become, I've written 40 stories so far, and this has become my best story ever. So this is about a promise Hanuman Ji made to Prabhu Sriram, and on a scale level, it will be 100 times bigger than Hanuman. I'll not say budget wise, but when you finally look at the film, it could become the biggest film of India when it finally gets done.
And I have to ask you this question, Prashant. Even Prabhas did Adi Purush, and it didn't work well at the box office, but it was such an extensive movie.
Right.
Were you a bit skeptical knowing that, this movie could either work completely in the favor and, could completely be very good, or it could completely go down?
See, my way of working will be like, I don't get affected by a lot of other things. So for me, what the story that I'm trying to tell, how well I'm trying to say it. So whether audience will like it or not, I never worry about the result of the film. So usually once the first copy is ready for all my previous films, once the first copy is ready, I'll just get disconnected from my film. I'll not even see the film. I'll not even pray to God that this film should work. Usually I just get disconnected. And because for me the process of making the film is the most exciting part.
Yeah.
So result is usually it had been a very boring for me, but now it had become the most craziest phase for me in life. But apart from my previous films, with Hanuman, I kind of hoped that this film would work, because Hanuman is not just one film. It is beginning of a big cinematic universe, and if this works, it can create opportunities for many directors, actors. So there is like so much that we can do if Hanuman works. So we thought and I was just hoping, I was hoping if we can just collect the money that we've invested in, I thought that was enough.
Yeah.
Now that it is making 10 times the more money, it will only help me make this dream of doing this universe very quickly.
Yeah. Talking about, money matters, and I should not be getting into details of it, but touchwood, you have donated a good amount for Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Tell me about your association, for this one.
I didn't do it. The producer actually.
The entire team basically contributed for it.
I mean, I would say producer, because frankly, I don't have enough money to do that. So producer, we didn't expect the film will do so well. So the producer thought, It was he was kind of little devotional, and he was very emotional about the film. And when he got to know that Ram Mandir's Pran Pratishtha is happening, he thought whatever the number of tickets that get sold, for every ticket I would donate 5 rupees to this Ram Mandir.
Okay.
But he thought it will be couple of thousand or lakh, because that's maximum is what we were expecting.
Yeah.
Now, already with just week 1, it was 2.66 crores. It was just week 1.
Okay, yeah. So then,
and the film is still running housefuls.
yeah.
So we might end up donating more than 10 crores, which is
So because he's calculating with that entire 5 rupees for
like,
every
forever. So it's not just premiers or something. So it is basically 10 times more than my remuneration, just the amount of donation that they are doing, and it is more than the profit of all my films to get put together. Yeah.
I had to ask you this question as well. During Adi Purush, we had certain, this thing that we were leaving one seat or, sitting next to, not sitting next to each other. Are you going to also follow something like this for Jai Hanuman?
No. Hanuman Ji is everywhere. Why would he need a seat to sit?
Yeah.
No.
And would you prefer, apart from Hanuman, would you prefer making a movie on any of the gods, and who would your preference be?
That's the whole plan, the second film, apart, I am directing Jai Hanuman, but my team will take care of directing Adhira, and there is this another female-centric superhero film, and there is this one more superhero film. We have 12 superheroes.
Awesome.
So the second superhero will be inspired by, will get his powers from Lord Indra.
Okay.
And the third superhero will get it from a goddess. Like that, we will be getting powers from, the superheroes will be getting powers from Shiv Ji, Shri Krishna. There are like many interesting, amazing gods in our itihasas, and we are going to explore the whole thing.
Awesome, Prasanth, and that's lovely hearing from you. But before I let you go, I really want to know something about Jai Hanuman.
So I'm having a couple of meetings, and Jai Hanuman will have actors, probably big stars from all over the country. There could be one big star from Bollywood who will do the most important role in Jai Hanuman, and right now we are having those discussions, and hopefully in next couple of weeks I'll be able to announce all the cast details.
And now you have completely got me interested in this one, because you said Bollywood actor, and I'm keen to know. Would you be revealing me?
I cannot do that at this point, because unless and until I'm gonna audition them, I'm gonna I have to do the makeup, look test, and all that.
Yes.
Even I told them, sir, you are very, very big star, but still I want to make sure that because it involves the sentiments of the entire country, I would want to do the look test and all that, and we should all feel very confident about you playing that role. Only then we will take it forward.
And lastly, I have to ask you this question. This I have seen, equally on social media, that whenever an actor gets into the character of, of religious gods for that matter, they are too much into radar, because then the expectations are, that they have to be like that, how the qualities of the god is. So, for example, if an XYZ is playing the role of Ram, the expectations are that, he be in that journey. So, if he's having a personal life, that really should not be under radar. Do you feel that, is it right, or, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel it is not right for audience to expect that, but it's not about right and wrong. It's about some beliefs, and it's about and if the actor should also should respect that. So I think even if you look at me, I had become complete vegetarian while making this film. So for life.
Okay.
So
that's a big
so for life, I had from the caste that I'm from, so we are super non-vegetarians. We eat non-vegetarian almost every day in a week. But it should happen naturally. They should not do it just because audience are expecting for them to do it.
Yes.
If it just happens naturally, then I think that's the right way to do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your lovely interview, Prashant. And looking forward to Jai Hanuman as well. And looking forward to more of your movies. But offline, I'm going to ask you who's a Bollywood actor.
I'm going to tell you after this.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, this is Prashant, director of the film Hanuman. You are watching me exclusively on Zoom channel.